nice and I see her.
Hey everyone, I just finished my first year at McGill and I'm now back home, and I thought I'd make a video touring all the different residences you can live on. And the reason why is because I remember prior to starting first year, I had a little bit of trouble myself knowing which residence I'd like to pick. So hopefully this video is helpful. Each of these gray dots are residences I've toured and will be showing in this video, and before I show them, I will turn it into a pink dot so you know where it is. The first residence that we're touring is Douglas Hall. This is one of the residences that is up the hill, meaning that it'll be a bit further from downtown as well as campus. They have their own beautiful courtyard, and the first thing I noticed when I entered is that they also have quite a few common spaces, including this place to play pool and foosball. This is also one of the only residences, I think it's the only residence without an elevator. It also happens to be the oldest residence, and I think the architecture here is beautiful. They have the Douglas Cafe, only open to Douglas students to serve breakfast and lunch, as well as the own Douglas Library for you to study in. In terms of rooms, all students are split up into 8 houses, and you can go from house to house via an underground tunnel, which also allows you to access a bike rack and a kitchen. So super useful if you want to bring your bike. In terms of the rooms itself, Jeb here is in the G house. So upon entering the G house, we visited the common room, and here's his dorm. All dorms have twin-size beds, and they're all single dorms. And there's also a communal bathroom on each floor.
Okay, so like the pros of living here is like it's technically like a quiet residence, so it's like people here are generally trying to study. So like if you need to get help for like your math course, science course, whatever, there's usually a guy that can help you. Another pro is there's actually like 2 study spots in here, because there's like a dining hall and there's also like the actual library. So it's really convenient if you're not trying to walk all the way down to campus or you're not trying to study in your room. So that's really clutch in the like winters and well all around the year actually. It's also kind of cozy because it's like compared to upper, it's like the rooms are more like, it kind of just feels like you're in somebody's house, which is like always kind of nice vibe. Some of the cons though are like, show these guys the bathroom, bro, and the faucets are low-key broken. The janitors also kind of skip their jobs sometimes, like bro, I'm not really gonna get into details, but just know they sometimes skip. And then another con is like there's sometimes mice. I was in the library one time at 3 in the morning because I was dialed in, and then I just saw like a twitch in the dark, and then I saw another twitch, and I was like, damn, that's a mouse. And I sent a picture to the group chat, and then I was like, damn, I saw that mouse in my room. My friends in C house, so if you're there, be careful. 2 friends actually, matter of fact.
The next residence, Upper Residence, is another residence up the hill, and it's a group of 3 residences. Today we're going to be touring McConnell, but the other 2, Molson and Gardner, look pretty much the same. So upon entering, I noticed that there was quite a lot of space in the lobby, including these bicycles where you could look out onto the field as you get your exercise in. There was also a study room as well as a TV room, a pool table, a kitchen. And this is what Ben's room looks like. It has a twin-size bed, and I believe almost every, if not all, rooms are single rooms. And this is another dorm in Upper. As you can see from the window, it's pretty far away from downtown.
It's super social. Like, it's really easy to make friends. It's hard to not make friends. I made most of my friends like in the dining hall or in the gym, and I know like if you're in other reses, you can't do that. Besides being able to meet people, there's a lot of places to hang out too. Like there are social areas. So it is really like, you don't just make friends here, you meet cool people. Yeah, it is super loud. Like you do lose sleep some nights because like you try to stay in on a Friday night, go to bed at 10:30, it's not happening. I can't study in my room, and the study spots are terrible. Like they're all super loud, and they're like, yeah, they're just really loud. Like people hang out there, it's not really for studying. So like to be academic, you gotta go down the hill. The thing is, it is super far from everything too, so you're kind of in your own little gated community, which is cool sometimes, but like you don't really get to experience the city. And you are like, if you have friends in other reses, it's hard to see them, and it's hard to make excuses to see them because they're so far away.
And similar to Douglas, there are communal co-ed bathrooms on each floor.
The showers, there's no second curtain, and a lot of people are coming in and out. There's still like, you can kind of poke through here. If somebody wanted to, they could just do that. There's nowhere to put your towel. You put your towel over here and it gets wet. You put your towel over here and you're naked between getting it. And so you can use that one. I use that one a lot. But that one's kind of nasty for other reasons. So, wear your shower shoes. 3 showers, 2 stalls, 2 urinals, and it's 8 sinks. But like, it can get really nasty, like really fast. Like a lot of people puke in the sinks and in the toilets, and like a lot of shit gets clogged too. It's not the best.
Good to know. There's a dining hall between 3 upper residences known as Bishop Mountain, but it's not only limited to students at upper. Any student at any residence can eat at any dining hall. And although you're further from campus, you do benefit from being closer to the gym as well as the stadium. Moving downtown, we have Carrefour Sherbrooke. This is on Sherbrooke Street, so it's much closer to campus. I lived here and I really enjoyed having both the lounge, which had snacks, as well as the dining hall in the building, which meant that, for example, in the winter, I wouldn't have to go outside to go get food, unlike some of the other residences. Carrefour Sherbrooke is also a hotel-style dorm, so the common rooms such as this one, as well as the rooms themselves, look a lot like hotels. I also appreciated having washing machines scattered throughout the building rather than just in one room. And there was also a gym, as well as the studying spot on the 20th floor with a great view of Montreal. Now, in terms of the actual rooms themselves, this is what a C4 single looks like. A double looks a lot like this. I think it's just slightly bigger with 2 beds in that same room, but every single room in C4 has a queen-size bed as well as their own bathroom. There's also another room type. It's called a closed double, and with a closed double, as you can see in this video, you have a separate wall. What's really interesting about a closed double is that some of the rooms are very special. You might get a storage room, you might get a kitchen, which you will see later on in this video.
Now we going to my room. Closed bedroom because I'm cooler than her.
She stole it from me, by the way. That we think we are like low-key the only people to have it is, hello. You can see it's also the hangout room. Everyone comes. Uninvited.
Group leaders right here.
And so this is the kitchen.
As you can see, their room has a kitchen. It's all random. You never know what room you're going to get in C4.
Okay, pros, really close to campus and to school. So
Doesn't really fuck with having all my friends on the floor. Like, there's a lot of people that we know here.
yeah, I feel like the people, you can really interact with the people in C4. We also have the dining hall in the res.
And laundry free.
I love C4. The rooms are very big. They're perfect for inviting your friends over, having movie night, going out together.
Yeah, I think C4 is better than the smaller ones because you don't have a small bed and like you have a whole hotel room. Give a little.
Wow.
I think it's better. I think you just have to talk to people. It's only social if you make it social.
Gym's pretty good. We have a treadmill.
I mean, I think if you like a quieter res, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty quiet, especially compared to like upper or like other reses, but I will say I think I wish it was a bit more social. I think because it's like a hotel style, like it's hard to like leave your door open. It's hard to like, see a lot of people in the hallways like interacting. So I don't know. And like there's like not really any common areas besides like the common room. So it's like you can't like go hang out with people, play pool. Like you can't do that at C4. So that is something I kind of wish we had, but again, like at the end of the day, I think it's good to be in a quiet space.
Okay, next, moving towards the Milton Park area, we have New Residence Hall, which is the largest McGill residence with over 700 students. You can see the lobby is pretty spacious. They have a bike rack, a pool table, as well as a gym, although I didn't go in. It's also a hotel-style dormitory, but it's a much larger dormitory. So looking at this common room, for example, it's a lot bigger than the Carrefour Sherbrooke common room. And this is what a single looks like. A double is very similar, except you wouldn't have a queen-size bed as you do for a single room. You would get 2 double beds. You also get your own toilet. I think that the washroom in URES are much nicer than the washrooms in C4 just because there's so much more counter space.
And the pros of New Res, like, the rooms are very spacious, so I can, I don't do a lot, but I know other people, they, decorate their room and makes it look nice. And, you get your own bathroom, so that's probably my favorite part. I like New Res, it's, very active.
Is it social?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty social. There's, a lot going on with it.
What's also really unique and cool about NewRes is that taking the elevator down, you can access Montreal's underground mall. So this means that, for example, in the winter, you don't have to leave the building to go do your grocery shopping. They also have an arcade room, which is really cool. They have quite a few machines, as well as many board games. It's also one of the only other residences that has a dining hall in the building itself, and the New Res dining hall is known to be very amazing. I personally really like their pizzas. Next up is RVC, or Royal Victoria College. They actually have 2 dining halls, but this one, the one I'm showing in the video right now, is only accessible to RVC students. They also have quite a few studying spots, and since it's known to be a music building, they also have a room for you to practice your instruments. And this is what the gym looks like. And finally, onto the room itself.
I really like how deep the closet is because I have a lot of clothes, even on the inside.
Okay.
So it actually fits quite a lot.
And as you can see, this is also a more traditional style dormitory. Most of the rooms here are single rooms.
Is that there's a lot of storage space in general, lots of shelves. I think it differs if you have a corner room or not.
Francis has a corner room, so it's just slightly bigger.
My favorite thing about RVC is the location. I chose RVC because of that. We're across the street from Adams and the Sherbrooke Library, so I've spent lots of nights there. I also chose RVC for that dorm experience, but I think something that isn't the best about RVC is that in the tower, at least, there's only 4 laundry machines for over 100 people, so sometimes it's hard to do laundry. Communal washrooms isn't my favorite thing either. And also I think we've also lost a few facilities compared to the past. Although they have installed a new RVC cafe, which is really nice, we lost a dedicated study room, which is now the piano and study room. We also lost the TV room and a communal kitchen. Okay. I think RVC is really good for music students because it's connected to the music building. So especially in the winter, if you play a large instrument, then it's easier to carry and you don't have to drag it through the snow. It's also good for people who don't like the hill. The hill is really hard. I could never go up the hill, which is why I'm really glad that I stayed here in RVC. As for social life, it's not as social as Upper. I think there are parts of RVC that are social, but it really depends on your floor. So personally for mine, it's more of a quiet floor compared to maybe another floor in the West Wing or in the tower.
RVC also has communal co-ed bathrooms, but unlike the Upper and Douglas bathrooms, they have both the curtain and the door if that's something you're worried about. And then last but not least, we have La Citadelle, which is pretty much right across from C4 on Sherbrooke Street. They have their own cafe open to their students, only serving breakfast. They have some pretty spacious study rooms as well as this laundry room.
So, I think La Cit is really good for people who are more quiet. But for my floor specifically, it's not very loud at night, which is good because I want to get my sleep in.
This is what a double looks like at La Citadelle. They also have singles, but both doubles and singles have double-sized beds. You also get your own bathroom. What I really like about La Cit is that they have beautiful windows everywhere, so this gym has huge windows overlooking Montreal, as well as if you go to the top floor, they have a very nice common room also overlooking Montreal. And probably my favorite thing is that they have a communal kitchen. I don't think any other residence has a kitchen as big as this one, with a communal fridge.
La Cit is a beautiful residence, and it's for, I guess, the people that are a little less social. I'm not saying that it's an antisocial residence, but compared to the other residencies that I know, it's a bit less social than that. A lot of stuff to do. 26th floor, one of my favorite spots to go to. The kitchen and everything. You can cook. See, I love cooking, and I'm a very, very good cook, and I will cook for my future wife one day. So if you guys want, hit up La Cit.
And just to finalize this video, I'd like to just summarize everything just so you guys can have all the information in one spot. So I like to think about residences as either a traditional or a hotel style residence. And with the traditional residences comes communal bathrooms as well as single rooms. And on the other hand, with the hotel style dormitories, that comes with usually having a roommate, but you can also have a single, as well as your own bathroom. Additionally, there are a couple of dining halls scattered throughout. So we have BMH, which is the dining hall up the hill, so close to Upper and Douglas. we have the New Residence Hall dining hall in New Residence. We have the Royal Victoria College dining hall, although just a quick note, that's only open on weekdays. And then we also have the Carrefour Sherbrooke dining hall in Carrefour Sherbrooke. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because I know a lot of people that I've talked to, they really like having a dining hall in the residence, so maybe that'll affect your decision. And the last thing, just to summarize, is the location. I like to think about it as if there are kind of 3 different locations in terms of the downtown campus residences. The first is Douglas and Upper, so that's in total 4 residences if you count Upper residences as 3. And that's up the hill, so take into consideration if you do want to walk up the hill. Second, there's the downtown residences. So I'd like to think that the immediate 2 downtown residences are Licit and C4, but RBC also counted in there. I know I didn't tour University Hall in this video, but University Hall is right beside Royal Victoria College, and it's another traditional style dormitory. I think it only has like 30 or so people though. And then also the last residence is New Residence Hall, so it's a little bit further from the downtown, but not as far as how far Upper and Douglas would be. So you can kind of think of it like a isosceles triangle, kind of. And yeah, and just one last note on how social the reses are, because I know that's what a lot of people are concerned about. The stereotype is always that Licit is a bit less social, C4 is not that social, Upper is very social, New Res is very social, but at the end of the day, I think it's what you make it out to be. Even if you get put in a res that's not super social and you'd like to be very social, that's totally something that you can make happen. And yeah, I hope this video is useful.